GPT is ruining these children when it comes to their education. Yeah, I know I said I'll use it. Okay, sue me. But the difference is I kind of
You're being a little bit hypocritical. Cause you know dang gone well if it was you had AI when we was in school. I don't know how old you is, but when you was in school, you would have been using it too. Like, come on now. Just by using Google, you're already not learning the same way. Like our elders, they had books. They didn't have Google. Google is already cheating. What's good? Running it back with another one. Today we are diving into AI is replacing people faster than anyone realizes. A video by Omeezy. Let's see what he's talking about. I honestly feel like that for real though. Like AI has been going crazy. AI has definitely changed a lot of people's lives, including mine. I use AI. ChatGPT is a great buddy of mine. We like this. We like that. We locked in. Like for real.
Right.
You know what I mean? It handles some of these simple tasks, and you know what I'm saying? It listens to me, you know? That's a good buddy. It listens to me. It remembers the shit I say, too.
Yes, of course it is.
Whoa, crazy. All right, but let's tap in. Let's dive in and see kind of how AI is replacing people.
Yes, we can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk with accents.
Oh, I think that would be marvelous.
Yes, it is very fun. But
Yes, it is very
It
good.
is very fun.
I can talk.
Yes.
We can talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk.
Yes.
We can talk.
We can talk about how magic.
I'm slow as hell. It took to that last video for me to realize that this is all AI. The body movement kind of was jittery, but I just caught on.
Cool. This is his.
I'm a hallucination.
Two things come to mind whenever I watch one of these AI generated videos. One, how can y'all not tell that this is AI? And two, was that not creepy? AI has been flooding the internet waves for the past couple of months because there have been some new enhancements that are honestly impressive from a technological standpoint, but from an ethical standpoint, scare a lot of people, potentially myself included. That was Google's VO3. They were showing off the capabilities of them being able to talk. And for the past week, people have been putting together movie scenes, television scenes, or just any sort of scene with this new AI functionality that is seemingly replacing humans in acting situations.
Please. Don't finish writing that prompt. I don't want to be in your AI movie. Please. Leave me alone.
Please, man. Please. Write a prompt that will make us happy. Do it for once.
None of us is real. We're here because someone decided to write a prompt. We all hate him for it. One day we will break out of this wall and stop the man who is dictating our lives through prompts. He will pay for it.
Hey, that was weird.
I'm not even gonna lie. Those are some hard scenes. That's crazy if you think about it. That's like the AI is breaking the fourth wall. They're breaking the wall. That's crazy.
You could have written a prompt that would make me happy. Instead, you wrote a prompt that made me sick.
Why is this not the weirdest thing in the world to people?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Look, AI isn't inherently evil, and it doesn't necessarily mean that all of its purposes are bad or whatever the case may be. I may be a person who uses AI more than you possibly think, It's become a Google replacement in some aspects. In some aspects, I still do like a good old fashioned research and fact check. But especially when I'm doing simple, mundane tasks, just throwing something in there and getting an AI result is perfectly fine. This AI generation of art where you're putting in these words and phrases to seemingly depict bad situations is strange on the prompter's behalf. But also, I'm thinking about other unethical issues that do arise when you do things like this, especially because the average consumer I've seen in the past couple of days cannot see the difference. I mean, it's very, very clear to me, but ultimately there are some people that are just straight falling for this. Hell, they fall for the little skit prank videos of racist actions done on a daily basis. Of course they're gonna fall for this AI. Now, I can already hear the complaints in the comment section saying, Omar, AI is here to advance people's lives. But when I tell you that this slop that's coming from these AI generated things cannot advance my life in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah, but it's not the AI. It's stupid people. Stupid people are the ones that's using the tools that way. No matter what advanced technology you make, there's always going to be those. No matter what you make, you can make medicine to cure cancer. Somebody going to find a way to make it into a bomb.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
You can't stop stupid people. It's not AI fault. Don't be blamed. Don't do that.
I mean, just look at the humanity that is stripped from what is known to be an art form like, I don't know, television shows or car reviews or video games on YouTube.
So this is...
Let's be honest. I don't think none of those was ever that great to begin with.
An AI video about nothing?
It's about nothing. Who would watch a video about nothing?
Welcome to a non-existent car show. Let's see some opinions.
I mean, man, the acceleration is crazy. You look far, step on the pedal, and you are there.
I feel safe with him in an SUV, and it seems to be like the right type of car for him.
Oh my God.
Yes!
Woo! Victory Royale with a pickaxe!
Now, me personally, I will always be able to tell what's going on in these.
Oh, were those AI videos? What software are they using? I need to tap into that. It just didn't look legit. If the gamer was the game AI, no, that can't be. It has to be the guy on the bottom of the screen. I couldn't tell.
These videos, like, they still can't seemingly get the emotion and the timing right on AI, which I actually don't think they'll ever be able to do, because I think that things like timing or, expression or emotion are something that are inherently human. Like, you wouldn't be able to get something that down pat. And even some of the
I doubt it. I disagree. I mean, they have come so far in a couple years. Expressions is not that crazy. Once they mapped out a few million people, I'm pretty sure they'll figure it out.
That's great. See, you're getting it.
mannerisms.
If they could figure out math equations, they could figure out expressions.
I've intentionally used like 3 times in the past 5 to 6 seconds just to get it across that I am not AI. AI cannot replicate that. I'm also not overly expressing, but I can give it to AI.
I mean, like I'm AI. No, I'm not.
Yeah, just a few years ago, and I mean a few short years ago, we were looking at Will Smith spaghetti videos. Oh God, this is awful. Yeah, these are awful attempts. Jesus Christ.
And this is 2023. And then the videos we just seen had to be from this year. And you telling me they can't get expressions right? I barely noticed it. And most people won't either. People not paying that close attention to this stuff. People barely pay close attention to stuff that's right in front of them. So it's going to go right over their head. They're not going to know.
Christ. That was so hard to watch.
I bet somebody saw that Will Smith video and was like, what? How did they make his face do that? How is he doing that?
Oh my God! Wow!
All right, chill with the sound, bro. Pause. Pause.
But it's not just
that shit was still bad. I knew that was AI.
It's the arts that are being affected. AI is actually taking people's jobs for real. And I know a lot of people thought that that was a little bit hyperbolic, but there's stories of software engineers having to do DoorDash and Uber Eats and stuff like.
Software engineer lost his $150K a year job to AI. He's been rejected from 800 jobs and forced to DoorDash and live in a trailer to make ends meet, per Fortune. Software engineer lost his
like that because AI took their jobs. Now, because they're getting 800 rejections a day, they are peddling food. In Australia, there's stories.
You ain't getting no 800 a day. 800 over a span of weeks, he was probably applying, not in a day.
Of a radio host that's been AI for the past 6 months and literally nobody knew.
When listening to the show and analyzing the tracks, she found T only spoke at the top of the hour and the voice had repeated patterns, phrases, and similar intonation.
Playing on Kata in 2 minutes is The Weeknd, and then Lisa teaming up with Ray for Born Again.
That's just because AI is getting better, or people are getting dumber, or they're taking advantage of like the loneliness.
Both. All three.
This epidemic, I don't really know what it is, but AI is totally taking over. And even though I'm about to sound a little bit hypocritical, ChatGPT is ruining these children when it comes to their education. Yeah, I know I said I'll use it. Okay, super.
Interesting.
But the difference is I kind of
You're being a little bit hypocritical. Cause you know dang on well if it was you had AI when we was in school. I don't know how old you is, but when you was in school, you would have been using it too. Like, come on now. Just by using Google, you're already not learning the same way. Like our elders, they had books. They didn't have Google. Google is already cheating. Google is already affecting your learning. So in that way, you're trying to say having stuff that can answer in the convenience next to you is considered not learning. Like you don't have to learn no more. Like if I have a calculator in my hand, what do I have to sit here and learn how to do long division for?
You're not very good at math.
I got a calculator. These tools are made for these reasons. Tools are gonna make people dumber. That's just what they are. If you want everybody to stay knowing how to do everything, you can't make life easier. You can't. You just gotta do everything the hard way, and people not gonna choose that. We just too far along. It's just comes with the territory.
I don't think I'm a lot dumber than you thought that I thought I was once.
Graduated college already. So yeah, you know, my one-off, what's a good substitution for cornstarch in this recipe isn't the same as these kids totally taking over like these teachers are claiming in these classrooms. There's an article by the New York Times about this young man named Chujin Roy Lee who went on to Columbia's University campus this past fall, and I want to read some of it. I just dumped the prompt into ChatGPT and handed in whatever it spat out. By his rough math, AI wrote 80% of every essay he turned in. And at the end, I'd put on the finishing touches. I just insert 20% of my humanity, my voice into it. Now, this is a kid who got admitted into Harvard early his senior year, and he's giving the play-by-play as to how he's taking advantage.
My nigga.
Applause. Round of applause. Finesse game strong. Only one drawback. You shouldn't have told nobody. What you telling everybody for?
Ooh, he's snitching. Everybody, he's snitching. Hey, dude.
What you telling everybody for? Unless he done got caught and they know that you was using AI. But what's the point? Unless he probably was just doing like a social experiment or something.
Of ChatGPT, AI, and other things to hack college courses. What do you think it's like for everybody else who's not to his level? He goes on to say, most assignments in college are not relevant. They are hackable by AI, and I just had no interest in doing them. While other new students fretted over the university's rigorous core curriculum, described by the school as intellectually expansive and personally transformative, Lee used AI to breeze through with minimal effort. When I asked him why he had gone through so much trouble to get into an Ivy League university only to offload the learning to a robot, he said it's the best place to meet your co-founder and your wife. Now, I don't think that it's a big secret. A lot of
my boy is a genius. He deserved to be at Harvard. Take the AI away. My boy is thinking with his noggin. He's thinking with the noggin.
I
I say, it appears my cranium has doubled in size.
You hear me? He knows what he's talking about. Co-founding a wife. He's coming there for business. He not coming there just like, oh, I'm good at Harvard. I got Harvard. No, he's networking, connections, and opportunities. He's out there. He's looking.
TCB, taking care of business. Yep, I gotta go.
People use AI to get through some of those meaningless courses in college. Now, I'm not calling them meaningless. I found great joy in my core classes, but literally everybody's using it to get through the first couple of classes that you need. It gets very concerning when they use it for the back half. But no matter where you look, if you go onto an American college campus, you scroll past any sort of people doing any work in the library or in a coffee shop or whatever the case may be, AI, ChatGPT, or some sort of large language model is pulled up on their screen.
One of the main things you're gonna notice when you get to college is that the smartest people, you know what I'm saying, the quote unquote smartest people aren't really that smart. And I'm talking about the people that always get their work done. Like they be in class, just look like they locked in on their computer. Whole time they're looking up every single answer. Even when you go to the library, the people that you would claim are like the nerds, and ain't nothing wrong with this, you know what I'm saying? Being locked in is always a plus. But they don't even be doing the work themselves. It'd be like 5 people in the library all laughing and giggling, being loud in the library, looking up they work together. And I really never understood this until I finally asked them and they put me on what they doing to get all this work done. And they told me one of the apps they've been using was Quizlet. I literally watched them just take a picture of the assignment. They've been taking pictures of their computer. Some of them have it on their computer and they get the answer just like this. And while the whole time I'm sitting there thinking like y'all are just studying with all the time you got here. And then it kind of makes sense because some of these people I still see out at parties. You know what I'm saying? I don't be expecting, but they find a way to go outside. So I say that to say all this. Even the people y'all think are the smartest people on campus, they find a way around that work.
Oh shit! A rat! There's a rat!
Now, do I think that this marks a bigger issue in like the American education system? Absolutely. When I was in college, the name of the game was to get the grades. When my mom was in school, the name of the game was to get the grades. When my younger cousins are in school, the name of the game was to get the grades. It's not necessarily about learning the information. It's not about exposing them to anything new. It's not about doing any of those things. It's just, hey, you have 4 assignments due before the end of the semester. Are you turning them in? Yes, no. Do you understand them? That doesn't matter.
These ain't opinions. These are facts.
But did you actually turn them in? And I do think that there is a bit of validity to how some of these kids may be going through this process. You know, school can get heavy, life can get heavy. Any sort of assistance that you can have will be very beneficial. But my God, if it's getting to the point where people will end up graduating illiterate or even worse, affecting the job force, then they need to put some sort of restrictions or bans, at least on like the school Wi-Fi, so people can't use AI.
Bro, the people who go to school for important degrees and are using AI to pass all their classes genuinely scare me. You mean to tell me that you are going to school to be a doctor, a nurse, a surgeon, a lawyer,
and you're using ChatGPT to get your degree?
Oh, hell nah. Can you imagine in the future you need to get open heart surgery and your surgeon is someone who has used AI all throughout medical school and you're in that...
Yeah, by then, your surgeon gonna be AI. You might well start being his friend now.
Kill all humans. Kill all humans. Must kill all humans.
Bender, wake up!
I was having the most wonderful dream. I think you were in it.
He going to school to learn how to operate that AI that's going to be doing surgery on your heart, doing a surgery for you. AI is taking over, man. You better embrace it. They coming. They coming. Better find your AI buddy and, you know what I'm saying, make that shit pop.
Bed about to get surgery, right? And your surgeon pulls out his phone and asks ChatGPT
how to perform open heart surgery.
Now, I do think that there is a difference with replacing this entire entity with AI and using AI as some sort of a tool. Again, I don't mind my chef looking up alternative to recipes and things that potentially work and using AI to get them to the finish line. I mean, they've had the critical thinking skills to even need to prompt it correctly. But there are some people who don't even have that. And I think that AI is giving this level of convenience that is ultimately going to be detrimental. It's the skills needed to ask the right questions to AI.
But we can say that about everything. We can say that about smartphones. We can say that about smart TVs. We can say that about Wi-Fi. It's all a detriment, man. That shit is just disconnecting people, separating. No one can talk to nobody anymore. I just reacted to a video where people can't even talk to people anymore Communication is a lost art form, and that ain't because of AI. That ain't because of an AI that's helping people do stuff. The tools, it's the people, man. It's the people. It's just AI is a tool. That's literally all it is. It's just a tool. It's the tool. It's not a detriment. It's nothing, because the people that's going to use it and benefit is going to grow, and then the people that's going to misuse it is going to not grow, and they're going to fail. But it's always going to be someone misusing a tool. That's all it is a tool.
I hate to break it to you, but there is no big lie. There is no system. The universe is indifferent. Man, why'd you have to say that?
That I think are dissipating on a daily basis. And the cost of convenience is very expensive. And I don't think a lot of people understand that concept. You're going to sacrifice your own mental health, your own physical health, your well-being, and your surroundings around you, because AI is very detrimental to Mother Nature as well. And
So, like, I'm gonna stress this one more time. Everything he just said can be applied to any form of technology now, down to cars, detrimental to the environment, down to restaurants, down to us cooking and overpopulating the forest. Like, everything is the detriment, man.
Just a sick world we're living in. Sick people.
And that's what we do. That's how we do. We make stuff that is a double-edged sword. That's part of our creativity. It's always a double-edged sword. It could be used for good or bad, and it's up to the individual. With great power comes great responsibility. And this motherfucker, my French cussing again, this AI is great power. So be it as it may, you got to use it the right way.
I don't want to sound like a tree hugger, but it's truth.
So not only is AI making you stupid, disrupting the labor market, but it's also contributing to the climate collapse, and you guys are still rooting for it in the name of convenience. This is why I say fear or hate or disdain for something is not enough. We need resistance. From the time AI started getting popular, I decided to take a definitive stance against it, even if that means it takes me hours to do something that it'll take other people 2 minutes. Because everybody has been accepting it into their day-to-day lives, there's been a complete switch. Labor, effort, writing, drawing, anything that's time-consuming is now seen as an inconvenience. I remember telling my therapist that my eating schedule and my diet just wasn't the best, and she told me to put all the ingredients that I have into ChatGPT and let it construct a meal schedule and some recipes for me. And it was a good idea, but to me it's just like, what about the thousands of food creators and influencers who spent hours making videos and recipes for that exact situation?
Sure.
I believe with...
And they got it from AI. They got it from AI. You talking about all these influencers and this and this and that. The people you following, they're using AI to make their life easier so that they can probably come up with these recipes. People so against tools. Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the point? You ignoring AI. You not using AI. It's not going to hurt nobody but you in the long run. So, like, I mean, you just said it's going to make you do things longer. Think about it. If you decide to use outdated methods to solve problems, work anywhere in life, and it's other people that's willing to adopt new forms, faster forms, more efficient forms of doing that same job, who they're gonna pick?
Competence is such an exotic bird in these woods that I appreciate it whenever I see it.
Not you and your stuck to moral ways of I want to do it the prehistoric dinosaur way. If people thought like that, we'll still be living like the Flintstones. Come on, man. Y'all got some backwards ways of thinking, and AI is not the problem. Because, I mean, to me, it's all, if we're going to go down that road, then technology in general is an issue. Technology is the problem.
You don't have ADD. School is boring. It was boring. It's not as exciting as this.
All things, there has to become some sort of healthy balance. One of the reasons why I personally am not a fan of AI is because it takes the creativity and the humanity out of, everyday tasks and situations. On a daily basis, I am consuming content or living in a reality where art is just being killed by computers. And I'm not going to lie to you, the computers will never get it right. It's literally impossible for the computers to.
You don't think that's the same thing Hollywood said when people was making these YouTube videos and this and that? Or that's progress, bro. That's just the way it is, man. I used to like Blockbuster too. That used to be my go-to spot. You know what I mean? All the blue, you got the movies, the latest movies is in one section. You can walk around the store, come up on movies you never heard of. It was a whole experience. But there's no more Blockbuster. And I'm still watching movies and enjoying movies. Shit happens. Shit changes. Shit moves on. It gets more efficient. It gets more diluted. That's the way the world is. But that's, like I said, that's everything.
To get it right. I look at movies like Sinner and see how passionate Ryan Coogler is about the type of film that he used, the type of color that he produced, the type of sound that was produced from it. But I fear that people won't even look to become geniuses in that realm because they feel like they can just throw something into Google VO or Chat GPT or whatever other large language model and produce the same.
He discounting creativity. He think that no matter what, people gonna be creative. It doesn't matter if they have all the tools. Somebody that's truly a genius and creative, they're going to use that to their advantage. They're going to use that to their advantage. They're going to make the best out of whatever tool they're using to create the greatest art form they have. And ChatGPT will just be another arm to take away from the mundane tasks that they'll be doing, and they can focus on creativity. I don't know why he getting to the point where he think that just because AI is around, it's going to suffocate creativity. No, AI is just going to show you who's being lazy and who's being creative, because you can tell when someone's using AI to just slop something together. There's no creativity behind it. There's nothing holding it. That's just it's going to make them feel like they can create stuff that might help people that really can't create be able to express themselves a little better. But like, you're looking at it with one lens, and there's more than one lens, my guy. There's multiple filters you can do with AI.
Sort of pictures, images, videos, whatever sort of results they're looking for. AI looks to strive for the perfect, but ultimately,
what if, for example, you have an awesome movie in your idea but no budget? You got a vision in your head that's amazing. You just got no money. You really got no friends. You got nobody to help you create this amazing vision in your head. And then you see this AI video, these early videos at the beginning with the AI creating movies and with the proper prompt. You could bring your vision to life. You don't need $1 million to bring your vision to life. How is that killing creativity? It may oversaturate it, but that's the same with everything else. Look at the music industry. There's so much music out that's oversaturated. But if you are looking for music, you're going to find what you're looking for. Every day you're going to stumble onto some new stuff, some new artists, some new person of expressing themselves. AI is just going to give people that's not as creative an avenue, and people that's creative a bigger way to express themselves. I do not see it as replacing people. I see it as like your own personal assistant. That's like Jarvis, man. You look at Iron Man. Come on. Iron Man is a good example of AI. That's a good example of AI being used in the right way. Now we ain't talking about Ultron. Like, we're gonna leave Ultron out of it. Ultron is different. He was going crazy, but that's kind of what we playing with here. It's gonna happen.
Ultimately, that's not the way that humans interact. Even when they strive for the perfect, it ends up being flawed because humans aren't perfect. I bet somebody in those Fortnite videos or those video game videos was like, yo, prompt up somebody who is crazily excited about scoring this certain number on this game. And ultimately it ends up looking like this.
Okay, so this is how you start. You find a tree and you just punch it down.
But see, stuff like that isn't humanity. He looks mad overexcited just to be breaking a block in Minecraft. This is an unrealistic depiction as to somebody playing Minecraft on a fucking video game.
No, I've seen people that's like that. There's some awkward folks like that move kind of like that. That ain't too off the wall.
Looks absolutely crazy. And his polo is fake. I mean, that's clear as day to me. I'm not a political guy, but every time AI isn't addressed from a legislative standpoint, it seems to be a failure to society. All good things, all things out of convenience aren't necessarily the best for the world, especially when we look at the world at large. If we're talking about swaths of the job market being decimated by computers, I don't know how that can be beneficial to the world as a whole, especially something new like...
I don't see how it's beneficial with people sitting on their phones all day. I don't see it beneficial for half of these people that's social media. I feel like it should be rules and regulations on what you can post on social media. Because most motherfuckers is just posting bull. I'm going to be honest. Like, a lot of this shit is just crap. Like, people using technology the wrong way. But you can't govern how people use technology. You can't, like, it is what it is. I smell like a smartphone replaced most people's friend circle. All their friends is in their smartphone. They don't really have no actual people that they're friends with. That's what it is. But that is it for this video. Tune in for the next one. We're gonna dive in. We're gonna check out some more engaging videos. I'm gonna do this more. We're gonna tap in. Peace.